few less people, but we enjoyed it last night. Obviously, it's a cool experience, and we had some fun with it. But yeah, we'll get back into our normal routine now. Tuesday's kind of an off day for the players, and you take care of your body a little bit, go through the game plan, and we'll get back out onto the practice field tomorrow and be ready to go.
Do you feel a burden to put up a lot of points, knowing the Patriots offense?
Not really. I don't feel any more burden than any other week. I think as an offense, we prepare to go out there and score however many points we need to. If it's a bunch of them, we can do that. And if it's just a few of them, we can do that as well. So, we have that same mindset every week that whatever it takes to get the job done, we can do.
Matt, what was your reaction when you heard that Josh Allen went to back with players?
I heard about it. I didn't hear about it last night. I heard about it this morning, and it just happens sometimes. But I think everything ended okay, so it's no big deal.
Somehow I can't see you losing your playbook.
I traveled light, so I didn't have a bag or anything with me, just my credentials. I think that's the most important thing you can carry all week.
Can the players find a coach for doing something like that?
I don't know if we'll find them, but we'll have some fun with it.
Speaking of fun, what are you doing on your offense?
Just relaxing. For me, I've kind of got a routine that I'm normally in on Tuesdays, and this part of it's a little bit different. But this morning was the kind of same typical work day, taking care of my body, going over the game plan, and making sure we're going through some film. And this afternoon, we'll kind of relax and hang out with my teammates.
Matt, I know for you, last week you said you just want to block out all the noise. After 2 days of this, is it possible to block all of this out?
I think so. Obviously, we have obligations that you need to take care of at certain times, and I think everybody on our team has done a really good job with that. But as soon as we leave here, it's not that loud in our hotel. It's kind of normal. It's like our practice facility, and so we get in there. We enjoy spending time with each other and going through the game plan, that kind of stuff, and then just relaxing. We got a pretty good setup with our game room and stuff like that. There's some ping pong going on, which you guys who have been in the locker room know that's a big thing for us at Flowery Branch, and so it's it's been a lot of fun.
Do you have a paddle you brought with you, or did you just use whatever's here?
Oh no, I brought my paddle. I'm telling you, it gets pretty intense. It gets pretty intense in our locker room. So we had some fun with that last night after media night. We played a little bit of ping pong and had a good time.
Tevin Coleman last year, it was all about it seemed like the fumbles. He's really come on so strong. What did you see about him in the offseason that leads to this year?
Well, I think he worked really hard this offseason for us. Put in the time, both in the weight room, in the film room. I think understands what we expect from him. I think Bobby Turner, our running back coach, has done a great job working with Tevin and Devontae. But Tevin's been rock solid for us this entire year. He's ran the ball extremely physical. He's done a great job protecting the football for us all year, and that's a huge point of emphasis for us. I mean, that's something that Dan talks about every day in our meetings. It was an area where we felt like we could improve from last year. And I think it's an area that we have improved, and we've done a much better job with that this year.
Matt, when you were at BC, did you go to Foxborough and watch Brady play?
No, I never went to a game at Foxborough. The only time I had been there was when we played there, I guess maybe in 2009.
What kind of relationship do you have with him? How has it developed?
Well, I certainly have gotten to know him better, since I've been in the NFL, and we had an opportunity to meet each other in maybe 2009 or 2010. I can't remember which year. He came down and practiced with us during training camp, and I got to talk to him a little bit, and we've kept in touch throughout the years, and he's certainly been a good friend and really nice to get to know.
Did you throw with him when you went to Tom House?
No.
But you both use.
I've worked with Tom and Adam Dado.
Matt, is it true that in your St. Philip and St. John's, you're looking to go play in the NFL? That was your aspiration?
It was. 8th grade. Yeah.
8th grade yearbook.
8th grade yearbook, yep.
If I could take you back, I know you had a lot of family members that went to Penn Charter as well, your uncle. But what steered you in that direction? I mean, it was still a far ride for you to go from Exton.
Yeah, for me it was, I played the Little Quakers, Philadelphia Little Quakers, and, got to know the people from there, and the opportunity came up for me to go to Penn Charter, and I parents felt like it was a really good opportunity, and it ended up working out really well. I really enjoyed my time there, and really got to meet some great people and people who have become lifelong friends.
How'd you go back and forth each day? It's about an hour, right?
Yeah, it took probably about 40 minutes in and out. My first couple of years, my mom would drop me off at Jack Rogers' house, and Nancy, Jack's wife, would drive myself and Sarah Rogers, who I went to school with, into school, so I'd drive in with them. Mary Rogers, her older sister, used to drive me in as well. So that's how it went down the first couple of years until I started to drive.
So why the Rogers? Why the Rogers?
They were just about 10 minutes away from where I lived, and they were going that way. Nancy worked in town, and so my parents would drop. That's just how it worked out.
Matt, can you talk a little bit about what you guys might do to be successful in the game itself?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's going to come down to the ball. We've done a great job of protecting the football all year, and our defense has done a good job of taking it away. And I think at games like this, it'll come down to the turnover battle. And in order for us to be successful, I think we need to be on the right end of that.
What about Julio? Talk a little bit about what he's done.
Julio's been phenomenal for us this entire season, and he's really been that way his entire career. He's a great player. Just makes so many plays. He's one of the best teammates. Just really fun to be around, and great competitor. He's had an unbelievable season.
Matt, talk about.
Offensive line, Jake's back here. Does he give you any advice?
He's offered up, that we can come back here and hang out in some of the spots afterwards. This week we're kind of here for business, but Jake's had a great season. He's played really, really well for us. It's probably cool for him to be able to come back to your hometown and to play a Super Bowl in your hometown. That's a really cool experience. But our offensive line this year has done a great job.
Matt, talk about Ben Garland. He plays offense, he plays defense, and he's from Colorado, and that's where we're from, and he played for the Air Force. Talk about the type of player that he is.
Yeah, Ben's the best. Just a versatile guy. Plays offensive line, defensive line for us. Does a great job on special teams. He's a guy that, if you asked him to do anything, he would do it. And certainly everybody in our locker room has so much respect for Ben, serving for us and our country and attending Air Force. I mean, he's one of a kind, and we're lucky to have him on our team.
Matt, going against a guy who's played in 6 Super Bowls, does that put any more pressure on you, being this is your first and he's playing in the 7th, and knowing that every one of his games has come down to the last couple of minutes?
I don't think it puts any more pressure on any of us. I mean, Tom's had a great career, that's for sure, and he's been so consistent for so long and done such a great job. It's impressive. But it's about one game. This is about, our team and their team and what we're going to do Sunday. And, it's going to come down to execution and those things. And, we'll feel really confident and really good about ourselves and our game plan going into it.
What was the most recent time you guys have texted?
Texted after the championship games, just congratulations and, happy for each other.
Are you guys regular communicators during the season?
Yeah, I mean, just here and there as things come up, he'll shoot a text or I'll shoot a text, and just reaching out to say congratulations on certain things or whatever. I just saw, I saw a bit of your game. You played great, something like that.
No dinner plans this week?
No dinner plans. Yeah, both those guys are a huge part of my development as a player. Mike was my first offensive coordinator, and we spent 4 years together. And I learned a ton from him about being a professional, about what it takes to be successful. Mike was one of the most detailed and organized people I've ever been around. And he's remained a great friend to this day. Been so supportive of me throughout my entire career. He means a lot to me. He's a great friend. And then I spent 7 years with Terry, and Terry's one of the most fun people to be around. Keeps things light day in and day out. He's a great football coach. I know our wide receivers learned a lot from him. The guys that I played with played as well as they did because he coached them up. He brings a lot of toughness to that position for us, and I think you've seen that in Tennessee this past year. He'll get his guys to play hard and play physical. He's an excellent motivator.
What did you see of Mariota, and how do you think Mike will be with Mariota?
I think Mike will do a great job with Marcus. Marcus is a great player, really young guy that, I think has done a lot of really good things in his first couple of years. And, I think Mike and Terry, I think will be great for Marcus.
Matt, when did you first meet Tom Brady? Can you tell us about your first encounter with him, maybe when you were at Boston College?
I never met him when I was at BC. The first time I met him, I think, was when we played against them, and then it was just a handshake and congratulations. But the first time I spent time with him was in training camp. I forget which year it was, but they came down to practice with us at Flowery Branch, and got the opportunity to spend a little bit of time with him. And it was good to chat with him and talk about different things.
When you were at BC, did you follow his career at all when he was first starting?
Yeah, for sure. Followed it. You couldn't help but follow it while you were in Boston. I mean, there was so much coverage and so much attention, and they were playing so well and winning championships, and so certainly admired him from afar.
Anything you've tried to emulate like he did when you were first growing up and early on that he's done?
Yeah, I think every quarterback who has played in this league, or they've all tried to emulate things that Tom does. He's been so consistent. To me, the biggest thing and the thing that's most impressive is his consistency throughout the years. He's been, he's just played so well for so long. But I think he does it. He works extremely hard. He's incredibly committed to being great, and those are things that I think I've tried to do as well.
Matt, would you learn from the game against the Eagles? They held you guys to 15. I think after that, you scored more than 28 points in every game. What did you guys learn from that game?
Well, we didn't play very well that day, and Philadelphia did a great job in terms of just we didn't have many plays. I think we had like 45 or 46 offensive plays in that game, so that was less than our normal. But it comes down to making a few plays here and there, and we didn't make them in that game. But since that point, we've made more plays.
Did they played kind of like an umbrella zone? They really don't let you guys get anything deep. Is that if you recall, taking you back? Was that?
We had a couple shots down there. We had a long touchdown to Taylor Gabriel. Where we had some opportunities. We didn't convert enough third downs in that game to stay on the field, and but they did a good job.
How would you describe just Coach Quinn, personality-wise, I guess I'm asking, and kind of what's made him connect with you guys in such a kind of deep way this year?
I think Dan's personality is, he's energetic. He's fun to be around. I mean, he loves to have a good time. He believes that you can work and have fun, and I think he's created an environment for us as players where you love getting into the building, you love working hard, putting in the time, and he's big on the brotherhood, the camaraderie that we have with each other. He does a great job of fostering that and creating bonds with guys in different ways. And I think he's done a really just a great job in the 2 years he's been with us.
For someone who's been through a few head coaches, which is so different than Tom Brady's experiences with been asked about, what does it feel like for you just maybe to have that connection or stability, if that's the right word?
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky. I've played for two great head coaches, while I've been in the league, and Mike Smith, did an awesome job of kind of stabilizing our organization when he got there, and we, I think it was 5 winning seasons in a row, 4 out of 5 playoff runs in the first, 5 years. I mean, he did a great job for us. With Dan, he's got a different personality, and I think he's equally done a great job of creating the culture that he wants and getting guys to buy into that. He's done a fantastic job.
Have you guys connected on kind of that East Coast? You're not that far apart, Jersey and down Fleer. Do you think you have any similarities that way? Or?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we both grew up going to the Jersey Shore, and it's a unique spot to go to, and we can talk about that. I grew up going to North Wildwood, and it was a good spot to go to. Dan was a little bit further up north, but you can connect on stuff like that. Dan finds ways to connect with everybody, and I think growing up in similar parts of the country, for sure, we have similar experiences.
Matt, I'm from Montreal. I know you work with a company up there called Neurotracker. Can you tell me how much this company helped you become a better player this year?
Yeah, I mean, NeuroTracker's been awesome. You know, I've kind of been doing that for the last 3 or 4 years, and had the opportunity to go up there and meet with some of the folks from there, and you know, it's been great. I really feel like it helps and helps the way that I train.
How it has helped you?
Well, it's definitely helped improve spatial awareness, which is critical for a quarterback, and improving your vision, and you know, kind of. To me, I kind of equate it to, you know, weightlifting or whatever for your brain, and you know, it's something that our whole team does, and I think it's helped us.
Do you think it's something that more and more players could work with in the future years?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I for sure, as people try and find ways to get the most out of themselves, I think it's something that can help.
Matt, Belichick has the reputation of taking one thing away from an offense. With your offense, is that A, easy to do, and B, is that something you would almost welcome?
I don't know if it's easy to do. You know, we've got a lot of different guys who have made plays for us all year. We've been very balanced with the run game and the pass game. We've been very balanced with who we've thrown to. You know, we change personnel groupings a lot. We do a lot of different things. I'm sure that, you know, they'll have a plan and they'll do a great job with it. They've done a great job, you know, all year and really, you know, for a long time. You know, but we've kind of had the approach that however defense tries to defend us this year, you know, we've got an answer for it, and we've got people that can make plays, and we're not afraid to, you know, trust any of our guys to go out there and make plays.
Matt, do you have any relationship with Peter Frates and former baseball player?
Yeah, you know, I've known Pete for a long time, and I got to know Pete early on at BC. I met him on orientation, and you know, he's been an inspiration for me. He's been a great friend and an inspiration for me. And what he and his family have done in creating awareness for ALS has been, it's been awesome. And I'm just happy to have been a small part of it and to try and help in any way that I can.
Matt, do you still have friends back in Boston when you were there?
Yeah, absolutely. Still have friends that, you know, I went to school with, and, you know, people that I knew while I was at BC.
And what is their thought right now? Because now you're going up against their boys. How great.
Yeah, I mean, all the people that have texted me, you know, I think are pretty supportive. So, you know, I've got a lot of loyal fans up there.
You gave an interview this summer. You were asked about what you tell young quarterbacks that were coming in the league about, you know, the easiest way to kind of decipher defenses, the evolving defenses. You mentioned the seeing spots phrase. When did you start realizing that was an effective way to combat?
Yeah, I think you know, I've been asked that a bunch of times. I think first and foremost, you need to recognize coverage, and you need to understand what certain coverages look like and what spots in certain coverages look like, and that takes time. You know, there's a process to understanding that, and I think as you start to recognize, I know this is X, Y, and Z coverage. These spots look like that. You begin to know what is open and what is not open, and that feeling of this spot and this coverage opening at this time means it's a green light to throw, and you know, I feel like that's something that has taken time to get to for sure. You know, but experience has really helped me in that regard.
There wasn't like an aha moment.
No, it's not one play. You know, it's a lot of plays over a long time. It's a lot of good and bad results over a long time, and it's a lot of, you know, time and effort put into it.
Matt Dan talks about how he speaks in bumper stickers.
He would do a good job if he sold bumper stickers, because he's got a lot of good quinnisms.
How has that sort of helped connect with players, particularly young guys?
Well, I think he's done a great job of you know, week to week, creating a message, you know, for us that's relevant to our team, relevant to the opponent, relevant to what's going on with our team at that time. And it's kind of, you know, for lack of a better term, like a rallying cry for that week, you know, and he's done a great job of understanding our guys, understanding what situation we're in, and understanding what bumper sticker would be appropriate for that week. And, you know, it's been impressive.
Did you also notice a significant change in the music played at practice when you came in?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Smitty's playlist and Dan's playlist are very different. and it's not a knock on either. They're just different. And I would say this: I think Dan's is a little more eclectic. We go, all ages, all genres, and no one gets left out.
Last question. Will there be a kangaroo fine for Kyle?
I'm not sure of a fine, but we'll have fun with it. That's for sure.
Matt, you said something last night that I thought was interesting that you really haven't talked about before. You just talked about the music. You said you like rap. So no, I never heard you really say that. So who do you like?
I like all kinds of different things.
Come on, give
I'm not going to give anyone a plug or anything like that. But if you're in Atlanta, you're in a great area to listen to rap or hip hop or whatever. And our guys on our team have certainly opened my ears to a lot of different genres and artists. And it's been fun.
Give me one artist.
No plugs.
Last week you said that you wanted to use Tom Brady as a model of longevity. My question would be, how much of it is knowing what to do and the processes and the routines, and how much of it is just actually having the discipline to every day make sure that you get the work done?
Well, I think it's I think there's equal value to both. I think that obviously you want the right information and you want the right process, and you need to figure out what works for you. I think Tom's done a great job with that, and I feel like throughout my career I've gotten to a point where I understand what works best for me. At the end of the day, though, you can see every nutritionist or whatever you want, and they can give you the information. You have to do it, and the discipline, the self-discipline that you have to have in those regards, I think, is incredibly important.
Matt, what's the deal about you and Eli texting back and forth? Can you get to the bottom of that for me? About how to beat Brady or the Patriots?
None of it was about that.
Okay.
It was just, he was nice to send some congratulations text on playoff games, and that was about it. I think it got turned into something different about the code to beat the Patriots. But it was just congratulations text.
What is that code?
I think you need to play well. I don't think it's overly complicated. You have to play well. You have to take care of the football. You can't give them anything. And then, on the defensive side of the ball, we certainly need to try and take it away.
Matt, what do you admire most about Brady, and what in his game does he do so well that you wish you could do?
Well, I feel really good about my game, for sure. I'm confident in what I can do and the plays that I can make. I think we all are different, and we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and emphasizing those strengths and believing in what you can do is really important. As for Tom, I think he's been so consistent for so long. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I respect so many things about him, but probably the biggest thing that I respect is his longevity and consistency. He's played at such a high level for a long time and never fallen off. I mean, he continues to play great later into his career, and that's certainly something I've been impressed with.
Can you describe one more time what it means to you to be in the team that plays in the Super Bowl, what it means to the team, to the city?
Yeah, I think it means a lot to me to play in this game, for sure. I mean, this is what you work so hard on for so long, is to give yourself this opportunity. I think it's great for our city. We've got a great fan base, great people. They were awesome this season, and their support has been, warmly received by our guys. I mean, everybody feels it, and so we've really, we're really excited to be here.
Have you seen your receiving? Do you see any some people have compared your team to like a modern version of the Brady Show on turf. Do you see that at all? Do you even remember that team? It was a few years ago now.
Well, I remember the team. They were fun to watch. I mean, I saw Kurt Warner last night, and remember how great of a player he was. The surrounding cast that they had, Marshall Faulk. I mean, just unbelievable players. Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt on the outside. Just so many guys that can make plays. As for the comparison, it's certainly nice to be compared to them because they were so productive. But we don't think about it too much. I mean, we just really we've got a narrow focus, and we've had that all year. Just trying to figure out what we're going to do week to week, and trying to do our best and play our best on a weekly basis has been the focus. And that's kind of where our mindset has been at.
Matt, do you remember National Signing Day and picking BC and why you did that as opposed to other offers?
Yeah, for sure. I remember, signing. It was at my high school. We had a number of different athletes at our school who were signing to go to different places, and it was a fun event. I chose BC because it was an awesome place. I mean, it's a great school. It's a great place to play football. The city is one of the best to go to college in. I think there's so many schools. There's so many different places you can go hang out. It was an awesome place, and I'm glad I made that decision.
What did you remember about the recruiting class back then, and then the whole recruiting process?
Well, the recruiting process is much different now than it was when I was coming out. We signed a really good class. I think we were in the top 25, I think, in terms of how they ranked the classes at the time, which is a big deal, and was a really good class. And the class panned out really well. I think, I forget how many guys we signed into that class, but I think my last year we had 17 fifth-year seniors, and it just showed the longevity and the impact that signing class had on Boston College.
And we talked about this the other day, but what about some of the other quarterbacks that were in your class? Big Flacco was there.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
We
Kyle
had,
Wright.
Yeah, some different guys. Some guys that went to other places. It's not a perfect process. High school recruiting. People develop at different times, and Joe obviously started off at Pittsburgh, ended up at Delaware, but he found his stretch and has had a great career. And I feel like I've done a good job as well.
Matt, there have been a lot of great quarterbacks that haven't won Super Bowls. Do you subscribe to the notion that your career would not be complete unless you win one?
Well, obviously the reason I play, the reason I think most guys play is to win a championship, to win championships, and that's where my focus is at right now. But to say somebody's career is incomplete without that, I mean, Dan Marino for sure is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. There's no question about that. It takes a lot of factors to win it. You need great teams, good defenses, good offenses. You need a lot of things to go right. But certainly, my focus and the reason I play is to win a championship.
But when you finally win one, it totally changes the definition of who you are as a quarterback, every quarterback.
Yeah, I think that it's certainly the goal. It's certainly the thing that you're playing for. Does it change who you were as a player? I mean, Dan was a hell of a player, and was as good as anybody. And I don't think it takes away anything from him.
Tell me about the competitive grading system that Dan's implemented, and what effect has it had on the team?
Well, I think it's had a really positive effect on our team. I don't know how much he's told you about it, but or how much I'm allowed to talk about it. But there's a scale that they grade you on competitiveness and toughness and those kind of things. And guys, I think it sets the tone for what we want from our players, what Dan wants from the guys on our team. And I think it gives a quantitative value to things that are important: toughness and competitiveness, playing the right way. I think those are incredibly valuable.
Was there a moment each other in position groups, and is it just games or is it practices too?
No, it's games, and we don't evaluate other players. It's self-evaluation. And sometimes it's hard to quantify it as a quarterback, because you're not making tackles, you're not doing those things. But there are plenty of ways to, compete. There are plenty of ways to show your toughness, and I think it's been a good thing for our team.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right.